talking to yourself?
What if even worse, I fail?
Waheia! He whispers, Waheia!
Welcome back, listeners, and happy holidays. I am recording this and editing this episode on December the 18th, but you should be receiving it on December the 26th, or later if you're listening to this later. So happy holidays, one and all. I hope you are having a warm, lovely, safe holiday season. In lieu of the holiday-themed bonus episode I was planning on releasing today, I decided I'd just edit a few more episodes of the podcast, so you get an episode this week and next week. This is our first session using a Zencastr and our more professional microphones, and I am so happy with the improvement in our audio quality, and I hope you are too. Here's your friendly reminder that if you become a patron of Spellbound before the end of the year, you will receive a thank you postcard from us, including a piece of exclusive patron artwork just for those who sign up in this first month. For as little as $2 or $3 a month, not only will you help us sustain this podcast, but you can help us grow it too. And there is a bunch of bonus content on the Patreon right now just waiting for you. Plus, if we hit our next goal, which we are very close to, Lydia will marry her cat, Yas, and you will be the virtual audience in attendance. So help us make this dream wedding a reality. When last we left our heroes, they decided they were going to leave the forest of Mayril to find a new home for Kildora's godseed. Before leaving, however, they still need to stock up on supplies and pay their friend, Waheia, the elven druid, a visit. What new challenges will await our heroes on their next quest? Let's find out. I will see you in the story. So, last time you guys had decided you were going to see Waheia before you left for your journey. My question for you is, before you leave Afonydheuoedd, is there anything you want to do or anyone you want to talk to?
I want to get a carrying case for my rabbit brother.
Get a backpack. We have a backpack for our cat, and it's so cute.
Oh my god! If you could get like a backpack or like a baby sling, just put it in there like a baby
sling.
Yes, I want a sling and maybe some armor. I have my mage armor. I'll be fine.
Feliks has a gift for Theia that I've been sitting on for multiple sessions now, and I keep forgetting.
Is it something you stole?
No, we bought it together.
Oh yeah, we did.
What did you buy?
Something.
Classic mom and dad, except the roles are switched. So they're fixing to go back into Afonydheuoedd, right, to get some supplies, get a bunny backpack. And before they go in, Feliks just kind of lightly like taps her on the elbow because he doesn't want to startle her. He's like, Princess, before I forget, I forgot to get this to you yesterday. A lot had happened. But Delaelia and I thought that maybe you needed a little something more when it comes to keeping yourself safe out there.
It seemed like,
You did fantastic with the knife. It was really impressive.
Really
You've got a lot of natural instinct. But it's just...
Thank you.
I would just feel much more comfortable if you had something that you couldn't just throw at somebody and then lose. So, so we pitched in together and we got you this. And Feliks pulls out a crossbow.
Oh my god, is that a crossbow?
It is. Have you trained with one of these before?
I mean, train is a loose term. I don't I wouldn't say trained per se, but oh my god, I'm so excited. I will train. I will train all the time. I will treat this with responsibility and clean it on a regular basis and
oil it.
My god, I've always wanted a crossbow. Thank you so much.
Yep.
I'm just picturing her like snatching it. What kind of wood is it, Theia?
A flexible and hardy kind of wood.
Yes.
Yes.
So it looks like here they're ash or yew, probably.
Yew is fun to say.
Yew.
I'm going to say it's made of yew.
It is made of us. Aww.
Okay, well, I have
add that to your inventory. You now have a crossbow, Princess Theia, and I will figure out how to put that in Roll20 for you so that you can shoot it with it.
Yay!
Yep.
Now
so
I
take
have
care
a
of yourself
crossbow.
and yeah.
And if you ever want lessons or anything, feel free to let me or I don't know, Delaelia, do you have an experience shooting a crossbow?
Of course.
I didn't want to assume. And so hey, this is bonding. This will be bonding.
This will be and you know what? The way you are is perfect, and we are both very proud of you for staying alive this long.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like a reward for taking care of yourself and good job. And I like plunk her on her shoulder.
Theia's eyes are gigantic and there are like tears brimming in the bottom of them. And she is like doing that really fast breathing that like, thank you. I will take care of it and I will wash it and I will protect it. And thank you. This is such a great honor.
Got it. Cool.
Okay.
Cool. Yep.
Theia, no, I'm not going to be mean. Never mind. That was cute. I was going to make you roll a d20 because you're super, like, emotional, but I'm not
Do it.
I'll do it.
You're holding a weapon and you're super emotional.
Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
First roll of
It's
the night.
fine.
Where first, before you roll, where are you, Theia? Where are you guys standing? Like, where are you in the world?
Just outside of Afonydheuoedd, like weirdos.
Like right outside the gate. Like we're lurking. We're loitering
right next to the Golden Gate. Did we bring them in? I feel like we brought them in, didn't we? We brought them next to a fire and gave them food.
They're in. Are you standing near them or are you standing off kind of on your own having a private combo?
I think off on our own.
Yeah, it's kind of just a...
I'm going to say Dashing's with you. Don't talk to me like I'm not here.
We don't just agree with you all the time, Dashing. Good God.
You're a part of this moment too.
And Theia looks down at him and she says, they're so nice.
Theia, calm down. You're going to do the thing.
I'm not going to do the thing.
Roll a d20.
It's 11.
Ooh, have you already rolled an 11 for that before? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Never mind. This is cute. This is fun. All right. So Theia rolled an 11 for her magic surge. Theia, all of a sudden you're holding this crossbow in your hands and you're super emotional and like just feeling so happy. I think like this is a happy kind of a big stressed out moment. And magically in front of you, as if out of thin air, suddenly a plate of your favorite food appears. What is it?
It's just a bunch of snickerdoodles.
Yeah.
So Dashing is like, Theia, you're gonna do the thing. You're gonna do the thing. And then all of a sudden, boop, a plate of snickerdoodles pops out of like the air and just like lands on him.
Oh my god! Guys, I just made my favorite food appear.
Awesome. Good job, champ.
Get it off me.
Oh, sorry. And she's gonna
Don't ruin the cookies. And Delaelia takes one.
Is that how she? Yeah, no. Felix grabs it too.
Cookie?
Is that how we make her feel? Like snickerdoodles, like warm snickerdoodles.
That's really sweet.
Maybe.
Oh God.
Dashing grumpily takes a cookie. My cookies.
What do you say to your sister for getting us all cookies with her emotions?
He just stuffs another cookie in his mouth.
God, you're awful.
It's okay. We already did a lot of work today. He and I are on a good place. It's fine.
Yep.
All right. Let's go shopping?
Shopping.
We're shopping.
Shopping!
Montage.
Yes, shopping montage. You guys go into town. You are feeling yourselves. You've had snickerdoodles. You have a plan. What are you going to buy? Princess Theia, what do you want to buy?
Really, I just need something to carry Dashing with because he's a tiny bunny and I don't expect him to climb the mountains by himself. So I will say like a backpack or like a sling that I can either make a backpack or a front pack. Potentially a fanny pack, a bunny pack.
I think what you end up finding, Theia, is that you need to visit the maternity store to buy like a sling type object that one would put a baby in. And you enter a very beautiful store. It is full of wonderful children's toys and clothing and items. Everything is like white and clean and smooth and wooden, and there's flowers everywhere. And you see an elven woman with long flowing hair. It's her hair is long and has flowers in it. It's got like a purple tint to it, and she says, "Welcome to the Delaelia." What is this maternity ward called for elven babies?
Maternity ward.
Maternity store.
The baby's bounty.
Welcome to the baby's bounty. How can I help you?
I love that.
Yeah, just one moment. And Thea's gonna look at Dashing, who is with her, and say, can you pretend like you can't talk? I don't really want to explain the whole talking rabbit thing.
Dashing glares at you, and he stuffs another cookie in his mouth.
Cool. And she turns back to the lady, and she says, I was wondering, I'm going on a journey, and I have this pet bunny rabbit, and I need a way to carry him when he gets tired.
Oh, he's so cute. And she goes to pet him. Look at his little outfit. It's just darling.
Oh, thank you. He's a little skittish, so we're just, he doesn't, he's very shy. So.
Dashing tries to bite her hand.
He might bite. Oh.
Dashing. And
I'm
Thea
gonna roll for
snatches him up and just pets him between the ears.
Here, I'll roll him a dex to see. He rolled an 8 for dex, so yes, you do snatch him up before he gets a bite in on this lady. So, okay, well, yes. Let me see what I can do. And she goes off, and she comes back, and she has what essentially is I think a baby Bjorn, right? Is what they call it when it's in front. And she says, "Now this might be a little big, but this is probably the closest thing we have. Would you like to try it on?"
That'd be lovely, actually.
Wonderful. The dressing room is right this way.
Oh, you have to like dress?
Well, you want to see it in the mirror.
Put it on. Oh.
I love that Feliks is there. Yes, you're all there.
Why does he know this?
And she gestures you towards it's more like a little area with a mirror, like Feliks said, so you can see what it looks like.
Okay, thank you. And Thea's gonna go over and try and figure out how the straps fit. And my guess is it's kind of a tangled mess, and she's gonna struggle with it and then look behind her and say, "Guys, can I get a hand here?"
I don't have any clue.
Feliks is going to try and help her.
Okay,
Delelia's like trying to help, but she's just like getting her more wrapped up in it.
Would that be a dexterity or?
Would it be
wisdom?
Yeah, sure. Let's say dexterity.
Okay, I'll do it. Saving throw or regular?
Just regular.
Oh, right.
Or yeah,
well,
just regular dex.
That wasn't great. That was a 5.
I should remind myself.
So.
Oh, I got a 14.
Hey, so Delaelia actually does a little bit.
Yeah, you're more helpful than you think.
Feliks got a 5. Theia got a 6. So yeah, they're Feliks, you're really trying to help, but it's just.
Yeah, I think he's more just like telling Delaelia what to do, but he's not actually helping.
You're every dad.
And he's not giving good. He's not giving good instructions. He's like, "No, turn it over."
So this is me trying to help put him in it, and I rolled a 2, but it is a 7 with animal handling.
And I'm hey, guys, can I think Dashing would really appreciate it if we let him have autonomy over his own body. He has agreed not to run away.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I think. And she looks down at Dashing and says, could you please nod if you agree that you will not run away and that you would like to have autonomy over your body?
He nods, and he's currently very tightly wound into this. Like Delaelia has secured him. He will not escape, but it does not look comfortable.
He is secured.
Oh, just gonna give it a little, and she tugs it and loosens it a little bit so that Dashing is a little more comfortably seated.
And it kind of evens out. And now it might not be, you might not have put it together the way it's supposed to go. And from the look of the shop mistress who's like, it probably, this is maybe isn't the way you're supposed to put it on, but it works. He's on there and he seems more comfortable now. And he's just kind of hanging there in front of you.
Is there a better way that doesn't take 3 people to put this on? Says Theia to the shopkeeper.
Oh, yes. You see, and then she takes one and demonstrates for you how to put it on. And once you see someone else do it, you were trying to go in from putting your feet in first, but you're supposed to go over your head. It's a lot easier if you just drape it over your head rather than pulling it up your waist. And she explains that. And now for the future, you will know how to put this bunny Bjorn on.
Okay. And Theia looks at Dashing and says,
And he's just kind of hanging there, limply in this Bjorn, but he looks from side to side and kind of moves his shoulders a little bit to get comfy. And he says, honestly, it's not bad.
Okay, we'll take it.
Yes, we will take this. I mean, bye, bunny.
I don't know what bunnies say.
It's okay. He was facing away from her, so I think we're good.
Wait, what? I thought, and yeah, she looks confused, but it doesn't look like she caught the bunny talking.
Feliks.
Actually, wait, no. Let me roll a perception check for her. Oh, she rolled a 19. She says, "What was that bunny just talking?"
Oh, no, that was Feliks. Bunnies talking.
It's a ventriloquism thing.
What?
I like to talk for the rabbits sometimes. You know how
it's
it is.
Cute. It's a cute thing that they do. Honestly, you are so lucky that I'm with them and taking them from here. Goodbye. Have a good day.
She just grabs both of them and just drags them out of this shop.
Wait, you didn't pay for that.
My dad'll handle it. Thank you.
I like that. So yeah. Because I don't think you have money. Thea, you don't have.
I thought I had some. Let me check my inventory.
You don't have baby Bjorn money.
Oh wow, I don't have anything.
You know how much baby supplies are. Yeah, no, I think I have the money.
Kelsey yells that her dad is going to take care of it, and you guys leave. Where else would you like to shop?
I need to go to the rope store and get some rope.
I need to get some rations.
Awesome. So I'm going to say that you guys are just able to do that. There's a store, you have money, I trust you.
I also want to get some treats for Lauren.
Oh,
you could go to the
some rations
animal store to get treats.
Yeah, we'll go to the animal store.
I'll get some stuff for Ramsey.
I have a confession to make.
Yes.
Baby Bjorns make me really uncomfortable because I'm afraid I am such a klutz that I would fall and crush the baby.
Yeah, that's fair.
Thea, don't crush me.
Thea didn't say that.
Okay.
That was a Lydia thing. But Thea probably has that fear too, so maybe she did.
Yeah, but that's her brother, and he's seen her walk.
He knows what he's getting into.
This is true.
He is such a mooch.
She is a princess. She's
well,
used to
you did run away from
her.
home. It's not like you planned it. You're the baby sister of the group. You get to mooch.
You are the youngest one.
That's true. By quite a bit. Delalia's in her 90s. Feliks is in his, how old is Feliks?
He's 25.
He's in his 20s, and you're a teenager. So yeah, you are
still
the baby.
Pretty baby, but to human standards, he's an adult.
Sorry.
Oh, Rebecca, I showed my parents the sticker and they loved it. And my dad is a brown man, and his name is Norm, and Mom always calls him Gnome. And Mom was like, "Did you make this character based off your dad?" And it was because he looks so much like him,
Oh my god!
like when he was younger. Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that so much.
Mm-hmm.
I
It's
love that
fascinating.
too.
How much is rations? I don't have I can't find the thingy.
I'm gonna look it up because I don't rations for 1 day.
Oh, you know what? No, I'm good on
5
rations.
SP. I don't even know rations
Silver.
1 day. Oh, that's right. Okay, so yeah, rations are not very expensive. It's 5 silver for 1 day's worth of rations.
I'm actually apparently good on rations. Sorry, I just actually looked at my thing, and I have like 8 rations left. So
Hey,
Oh,
there
I
you
have
go.
5. I
I
have
mean,
5, which isn't bad.
I mean, when Reinhold died, I did take his stuff, so I do kind of have enough food for 2.
You inherited it.
I inherited it. Felix
I want
inherited it. Rebecca stole it.
treats. How much do you think treats would be?
So let's see. You go to the animal store, and there's lots of fun stuff in here. There's like toys and like accessories or just like practical things like feed and whatnot. Let's say that I don't know if they have specifically dragon treats, but they do have like some just like generic like treats that you could feed to what's the dog equivalent in Afonydheuoedd? Like what's the pet that everyone has?
I mean,
Probably dogs.
oh,
Okay.
I thought we were
I
going
didn't
to
know.
Pegasus.
I think
I didn't know if
dogs. Yeah,
I
'cause
didn't know if there
Pegasus
would
are
be dogs.
horses. What kind of
They're rare.
fantasy? Oh, they're fantasy dogs.
Fantasy dogs.
Fairy
So yeah, there's
dogs.
dog treats, there's cat treats, fairy dogs.
Fairy dogs.
There are generic pet treats for whatever pet you might have, whether it is a forest creature. I didn't know if their pets would be like forest creatures like
Yeah.
squirrels and
lemurs?
badgers.
I
Like
think
what, Lydia?
people- Yeah.
I said lemurs.
Lemur.
Lemurs? Maybe not lemurs.
I think
don't know
people
if
do
there's
have
lemurs
just like a lot of different kinds of pets.
So there's just generic pet treats that you
Mhm.
can get, and they cost, let's say, 5 silver for a pouch of 10 treats.
Jeez. Lauren, you
Okay.
better.
Then I'm gonna do that.
Is
Me
that a
too.
lot of money?
Oh yeah, you'll have them too. It is, but that's okay.
But let's
That's the
say it's
last of
20
my
treats
silver.
then.
Okay.
Let's say it's 20 treats then.
Can we get some for Dashing too?
I'm not a pet.
I know, but you are in a. You're.
Would you enjoy some dragon treats? And I give him one.
And he sniffs it, and then he like nibbles at it a little bit, considers it, and he says, I mean, it's not a snickerdoodle, but it's okay.
Okay, so I'll get 2 sets of those, so 40 total.
I love how invested you guys are in your animal companions.
They have to eat.
This is
Snack.
true, they do.
They depend on us. So it was 20 for one pouch.
Yeah, so 20 treats for, did I say 5 silver?
Yeah.
Is that a lot?
Okay, so
I should know
that's
this.
that's the last of my silver.
Damn it.
That's
These
fine.
are really
I have-
fancy treats. That's what I'm going to say. These are like the elven, like,
I
fancy.
mean, this is
everything
like-
in
Are they like
Afonydheuoedd is
lambus
expensive.
bread?
This is like buying organic, okay, from
Yes.
Sprouts. Like
Exactly.
Are
These
they
are
lambus
organic,
bread?
This is a good
all
treat?
natural.
Yeah, they're lambda spread. For sure.
Mhm.
They were sustainably sourced. You know the person who made them, the person who runs the store made them themselves.
Super filling.
Super nutritious. Actually, yeah, let's say that each treat gives them enough nutrition to get them through a day.
Great.
Ooh, hot damn.
So then
Okay.
it's like a really good investment. Like it's a quality treat.
Good. Yeah. I'm very happy with this purchase. Thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome. That's how the keeper talks
Yeah.
at the animal shop.
Yeah.
I think Delaelia was when that person spoke, Delaelia was like a small hiccup of like not expecting that in my hometown, but that's fine.
Come back now. You hear?
We'll do. I'm sorry, what was your name?
Let me look at my NPC naming list. No. My name is Elforma.
Elforma? It's so nice to meet you. And yep. Have a good day.
Guys, this is a weird
Alrighty.
game.
Bye.
This is
Sorry.
This is a weird session. Let's just admit it.
All right, so you meet Elforma is an interesting elf. He's always been a little different, but that's what makes him special. All right, so you buy the Bunny Bjorn. You buy the treats. Is there anything else you want to buy before you leave? Anyone you want to talk to before you go to Waheia's treehouse?
I'm gonna go say goodbye to my dad and my mom.
Where do you think that? Oh, both of them. Okay, so let's say they're both at home.
Okay.
Dumb question. Did my crossbow come with arrows and how many?
We got you
yes.
some.
It came.
Not a dumb question.
Let's see. I wrote
They're
it down.
bolts. They're crossbow bolts.
They are
How
bolts.
many
They are different.
bolts?
Here. Let's go ahead and I'll look for it while we play.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we got a pack of them.
You guys are so nice. I feel like it's my birthday.
So let's see. Well, Rebecca, thank you for looking that up, Rebecca. So you go to say goodbye to your parents, Delaelia, and they are still at home. When you get back, it's about mid-morning because you guys went down to meet your friends pretty early in the day. So it's brunch o'clock. It's brunch o'clock in Afonydheuoedd. So when you go home, your parents are sitting at the table, the really big oversized table, and there's a beautiful spread. There are some what is on Delaelia? Your parents have prepared for you your favorite breakfast.
Mhm.
What is on the table?
There are some. It's a lot of salmon. Did we have salmon at the last meal? My bad.
That's okay. No, it's
they're
okay.
in the
It must be
Delaelia
my
likes
thing.
salmon.
Yeah, it's her whole thing. So it's
I
definitely
imagine they're
salmon.
rather a pescatarian.
Yeah. It's like what is it called when it has hollandaise sauce on it? Benedict. Salmon Benedicts. And little potatoes.
And it's sitting on the table, and there's juice, and there's tea, and your father is just bringing over the pitcher of juice as you enter, and he says, "Oh, Lilia, you're back. Will you join us for breakfast?"
Yes, we will if you would have us. We are getting ready to head out, but it would be lovely to have a nice meal before we go.
Wonderful. I've made enough for your friends. Come.
Thank you.
It's very kind.
And your mother is already sitting down, and she kind of is chugging some juice.
Yeah. So we got a little thing to hold the rabbit king, and got some treats. We're good to go. All good to go.
And your father looks slightly concerned, and he says, "Now, is it going? What's the weather going to be like where you're going? Do you have enough clothing? Do you have the supplies you need? We have. I have an extra fur in the closet."
Actually, yeah. Is it gonna be cold where we're going?
Well, we're heading north. It kind of depends if we'd like to look at the map. What exactly path we're going, per se. But we are heading north, but unless we trek through the mountains, I don't think we're going to encounter any snow.
Is Delaelia wearing her gloves? Is that the question?
Oh, I was like, what is
Yeah.
this?
Because Theia gave her a glove, and now Theia has just one glove, and Delaelia has
One glove.
one glove.
Oh, I mean,
Maybe
Oh,
we
do we
should.
want more gloves?
we're heading up north, but it's spring, so it's not going to be terribly.
But also, mountains are rocky, and leather probably wouldn't be a bad thing to have between our hands and the rocks.
So I
Good
think
idea.
are we going through the mountain? Like, what exactly path? Let's draw out a path here of which direction we're going. So I think we should probably, if somebody wants to draw out a path of the direction
I'll
we're
draw.
going, so we have a definitive. Because I know you guys are wanting to go to Wonder Trundle, but we don't necessarily have to go there. It's kind of a side stop. Well, because we'd have to cross the river and then cross the river again to get where we're going. We'd be making a jump over the river.
Okay, so here's my thought. If we come up here, we go here, and I look at them. It's Waheia's place, but I don't want to tell my parents about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna cross here. We're gonna cross after we go there because they'll be able to help us with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then here we are, right by Wonder Trundle. What side of the mountain is it on?
On
I mean, what
the
side of the river?
it's on the right side.
Okay, so yeah, perfect. So we just cross once down here, and then we'll hit Wonder Trundle. We can see your family, and then we'll come up here, and there we are.
Oh, so you're wanting it to put it like in Luminary's backyard?
Oh no, we're not wanting to.
I thought we were going over to those hilly bits past Wonder Trundle.
Yeah.
Like here?
Yeah.
The forest, because we have to put it in a forested area, don't we?
Right. Yeah, let's go for there, and
I mean,
that way we're
we
still
could just, if you
close
want to
to
go through the mountains, we
everything.
could go through the mountains here and then come down, and then we only have to cross the mountain, the water once.
I don't really
It's a shorter
want to go
trip.
to mountains. I definitely want to stop by Wonder Trundle because you need to have a chance to see your friends and family, just in case, we don't know what's gonna happen.
Right. Now you got me scared. What's gonna happen? We die?
We have almost died several times.
We have. So yeah, so that's the plan. It's right here. This is where we're gonna be. It's where the new home of Kildor is gonna be.
Your dad looks at you concerned, Delaelia, at the mention of you guys almost dying multiple times, and he says, Are you sure that you can't just plant the seed here, Lelia?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, talked to extensive people about it, and yep, we're gonna have to take it up to that forest up there that we've never been to. So it is set, unfortunately, but we will be after that done with it. So. Yep.
And your mom puts down her glass of juice and she looks at you and she says, I don't remember what your mom sounds like, but I know she was very confident. Do you even know? I will try to talk like Delaelia. Do you even know what is in that forest? Delaelia? I know my child's name. Delaelia?
Nope. We don't know, and it'll be a grand adventure. So do you know what's in there? Any fun hints?
I'm sure there are people who live there. I've never been there myself, but how can you know that this will be a safe place? Wouldn't the best thing for the Godseed be to be in a safe place? And your dad puts his hands on your mom's shoulder and he says, Lelia will know the right place, Balestriana.
I love when he calls her Lelia.
It's so cute. Yeah. Felix does pipe up and he says, those forests can tend to have dangerous things in them, Delaelia. I mean, your mom's not... Her worries aren't entirely unfounded here. I mean, it's really close to the Beastlands. Sometimes things trickle over into that forest.
Then we're really lucky that I have you guys with me to help.
Yeah, guys, I feel like we've had this conversation several times, and I know that we're all very concerned, but I think if we keep going back and forth, we're never going to make it there. Mm-hmm. And we need to get this thing out of Delaelia as quickly as possible.
I might agree with that. Yep.
I don't really want her turning into a big green thing.
All right, princess.
Your parents still look concerned, but they don't say anything else.
So gloves and then go?
Gloves and then
gloves
go.
And go.
Right.
Your mother stands, Delaelia, and she walks away and she comes back and she brings you what you would recognize as her pair of gloves. And she says, you can borrow these, but you have to give them back.
And Delaelia, her eyes get real wet and she's like, I will return these to you.
Why do
your
I
mom
feel like
hands
they're
them
white
to you?
fur-lined or something?
What, Lydia?
So why do I feel like they're white and fur-lined?
Probably white and fur-lined.
I imagine they're fairly elegant.
I think that they're like about this long and
like wrist,
tight.
A little past the wrist.
Yeah, just a little past the wrist. But they're actually like the most extravagant thing she owns. They're a dark purple color.
Ooh.
But they're very elegant and fitted but like durable leather, but they look like hot and they're purple.
Get it, Delaelia.
I imagine that it's like extremely durable leather, but at the same time, it's like as soft as a dough.
Soft as butter. Yeah.
Like it is
beautiful.
like the softest leather you could touch.
Baby bottom soft.
Yeah.
But not, because leather it's fine. Don't think about it too hard.
It doesn't poop.
They're really good gloves. And your mother hands them to you, and then she extends her hand. She leaves it out there for after you put the gloves on, she extends her hand to shake your hand.
And I shake hers steadily and respectfully.
And it's a firm grip, not too strong, but you can tell this is your mom's way of expressing her concern. And after your handshake, your father comes forward and he just opens his arms and he gives you a big hug.
And I hug him, and I like put my face right here and smell him. You know what I mean? Like when you hug your dad.
A nuzzle.
And yeah, a little nuzzle. And he does the same thing. It's like we just want to breathe in each other before we go because we don't know when it'll happen again.
That's exactly right. And you guys are able to enjoy a brunch.
It's beautiful.
Rebecca's breaking. You guys enjoy your brunch together, and you have purchased your goods. You have rested, you have eaten, and you are ready to go to Waheia. And you do. So
Off we go.
I won't exactly. So I'm not going to make us do a travel like montage. I'm just going to say you guys are able to get to Waheia's. You know how to get there. You've been there before. And actually what helps is that we have run into the tree Harry Potter wall like transportation before, where you can just walk through a tree and come out in Afonydheuoedd. Well, the reason you couldn't use those before is because those trees go to Afonydheuoedd only and out of Afonydheuoedd only. So, you know, like you didn't want to go to Afonydheuoedd earlier, so it wouldn't have made sense to use any of the trees. But since you're leaving Afonydheuoedd, you can come out in one of those trees. So you come out closer to Waheia, so it doesn't take you nearly as long to get there.
Can I ask, did we decide what was going to happen to all of our friends from Highguard? I know that, oh God, I can't think of their name. Why? We literally
it was
talked about
Mavery,
them.
Seamus, Harlow,
Harlow. I know
Elisario.
Harlow is staying and getting educated, but I don't remember what we decided about everybody else.
I think they were all just kind of staying.
They're refugees.
And kind of, just hiding, like just staying there, hiding out from Highguard.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as you know, they are maybe temporarily here, but like definitely they're sheltered here for now. There was no definite like we're gonna kick them out on this date, but like you know that it's not necessarily an unending invitation.
Okay.
But for now they're okay.
Yeah.
So you travel to Waheia's tree. It doesn't take you nearly as long this time. It is, I'm gonna say, like midday by the time you get there. It's after lunch because you've already eaten. But it's in the afternoon. It's actually a sunny day today. The birds are singing. There are clouds in the sky. It's actually a very beautiful, cheerful day. You would never know that you three had just been through such traumatic events.
How's the
just
water?
a few days prior.
How's the
What was
river
that?
looking?
Feliks, roll and either a perception or an investigation.
Oh. That's a 20.
Yeah.
That is a 20.
Whoa, Feliks is really in tune with the world today. I think eating that breakfast, having those snickerdoodles, like he's feeling a lot. And he told his friends how he was feeling. So he's feeling a lot. There's like a weight that's been lifted from his shoulders right now. And I think because of that, he's really able to focus on the river. Feliks, you do notice that the river, it seems a little different. Like there's like a bit of a smell, and also it just looks a little muddy. Like it doesn't look like super clear and crisp and beautiful. It just looks slightly murky now.
I was hoping that fixing the temple would have helped, but
I will also say, and I think this has been established, but the river runs like towards Sylvail. Like, does that make sense? Like
right.
it runs from north to south.
Right. He was kind of hoping that maybe it would look better.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Does it smell better?
No. It smells like our river.
Feliks, do you speak these observations to your friends?
I think he just nudges like Delaelia and just gestures openly to the river and just Yeah.
Mm.
Darn, I was hoping we actually did something about that.
I have a question.
Hmm?
So, we closed down Sylvail and we stopped whatever poison was coming from there. So, why is the river still dirty? And
Well,
The poison
is it
must
coming
be
from somewhere
beyond
else?
Sylvail. Well, we know what's happening in your hometown is not healthy or good. It must be more widespread than we thought.
yeah,
If
it
it
looks
was in
like
Sylvail and Highguard and who
we
knows
put
where
it,
else.
we put a bandage over the wound, but it looks like it's still infected. So,
I hope that your people are okay, Felix.
oh god, I didn't even think of that.
Thea's
Oh,
eyes
now
got very
there's
big.
that anxiety again. I'm good.
I'm
And
sure
Felix
they're
just
fine.
kind of Felix unconsciously just kind of like grips his sword. He's a little nervous
Thea
now.
puts her arm through his arm and says, I'm sure they're fine. They're far, far away from the evil that was in Sylvail. And even though Highguard is not a happy place right now, I think most of that is just paranoia.
And I reach out to Felix's other shoulder and I say, they might not be fine. It's best for us to be prepared for anything. And looks at him real compassionately in the eyes.
Thank you for your honesty.
You're welcome, friend.
Thea's looking at her feet now.
And you continue on. Hello, listeners. This is your DM, Emma Carter. As always, I'd like to take a moment to thank you, the listener, for pressing play. I'd also like to thank our top-tier patrons, The Dude, The Parkers, Laura Carter, Julie Vaughn, and Ryan Botwinick-Haruza. The Dude, aka Jason Tarwater, wanted me to plug a wonderful organization. The Theater Community Fund of Kansas City, or TCF. TCF is a 501c3 nonprofit established in October 2020. The mission and purpose of the Theater Community Fund of Kansas City is to support all theater artists, technicians, and supporting staff in times of financial distress or hardship with volunteer support, food bank donations, and direct financial relief. If you're in need of some assistance this year, like many of us have been due to the pandemic, you can visit the TCF website at www.theaterfundkc.org to fill out a request form. Or, in this season of giving, if you have the means to volunteer or donate, you can also visit their website. Again, that's www.theaterfundkc.org. I'll pop a link in the show notes. As always, if you want to chat about the episode or ask a question, feel free to reach out to us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or even TikTok at The Spellpod. That's at THESPELLPOD. And if you want to support the podcast, but you're not comfortable doing so monetarily, please pop on over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a review. Seriously, those reviews are worth their weight in gold, so it would just make our day. All right. Let's get back to the story. You approach Waheia's treehouse. At least this doesn't look like anything is wrong here. It's a beautiful day. The garden looks wonderful. You see the Master Woodward is actually tending to the garden when you come in. They seem to be able, he seems to be able, he'll answer to both. They seem to be like putting their hand over various vegetation and just checking in to see how the radishes are doing, see how the carrots are doing, see how the peas are doing.
Oh, it is spring.
Yeah, everything looks pretty okay here.
Master
You don't
Woodward.
see Waheia. He lifts his head up from where he is. He's a bit further away from you guys, but he recognizes you and he lifts one arm and gives a slow wave. And just to remind our viewers, Master Woodward has a beard of moss and there are flowers on it.
Theo waves at him, very excited to see him again. I mean, them.
They, both.
Okay.
He and or they answers to he and or they.
Okay. Well, Thea waves at them very excitedly.
May we go up?
And Master Woodward nods. Are you wearing your glove, Delaelia? Are you masking your
I'm wearing
seed hand?
my mother's gloves.
Okay, so yeah, so he nods and gestures up towards the tree.
Ooh, would he not have if my hand was showing? We'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I go up.
All right, so you go up into the tree using the elevator system, and when you get up there, you see Waheia is meditating. They are sitting cross-legged on the ground.
My bad.
Did Feliks just shoot a crossbow?
No. I was getting Theia her count of her bows, and I clicked my crossbow.
You're good. So
that was a great shot.
Jeez,
it was a great
frustrating.
shot. So you all enter the treehouse and you see Waheia is sitting cross-legged by their window that overlooks the river and the forest, and they seem to be in deep meditation.
and I sit down across from them and meditate as well.
And Theo looks at Feliks and shrugs.
Yeah, he just shrugs too and just kind of puts his hands behind his back and just kind of stands like just kind of walks around, just not really poking through anything, just kind of, I'll just be here.
Thea notices that and decides not to meditate, but instead to hang out with Feliks and be an accountability buddy.
Thanks. Hey, wait! I wasn't gonna steal.
No, I'm
Felix,
keeping you company.
You hear a voice in your head say, "But wouldn't it be better if you did?"
No, it wouldn't.
Surely there must be something.
Feliks just whispers, No, it wouldn't. We don't see anything. We don't want anything.
Feliks, are you talking to yourself?
Just the sword. It's fine.
Do
He's
you
kind of
need to
rubbing his
hold
head like
it?
he has a headache. Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Do you want me to hold it for a while?
No, it's fine. It's in its sheath. It can't do anything. It can just talk.
Okay, well, tell me if you need help with anything. I'm here to help.
I will.
And you stand in silence for a little while, and PT.
Right, the bad guys.
Demanding. Lead and demanding.
So you guys are sitting and meditating for a while. Feliks and Theia, you kind of shuffle your feet and, you look around. A butterfly flies in through the window. Not a purple one, just a regular orange monarch butterfly flies in through the window, and it flutters around Theia's face, and then it lands on Feliks's hat, and then it flutters on out again. And finally, so Waheia opens their eyes and they say, "What have you learned?" No, that's not their voice. Oh my gosh, sorry. No, sorry. Waheia opens their eyes and they say, "What have you learned, Delaelia?"
I have learned that there is always work to do.
Waheia nods their head and they say, "Tell me what happened." This sounds Russian. Damn it. No, this is from, okay, no. French. Baguette.
Try saying
Bidet.
Bidet.
Try saying croissant.
It's sort of croissant.
Croissant.
Delaelia, please, tell me what happened.
We went to Sylvail. We got through the river because of Pax the god, and we answered his riddles. Then we got some things from him that turned out to maybe not be that great of gifts, and Sylvail had been destroyed, and your friend Tarwater has turned. The jackal-wares that took Prince Dashing were working for him, and now we were able to defeat them, and the goddess Kildora appeared and gave me her god seed and destroyed everything and turned Prince Dashing into a rabbit. We went to Afonydheuoedd, got some resources, and now we're heading up to the forest to the northwest of here to plant the god seed and give Kildora a new home.
And Waheia listens, deadpan, expression neutral to the entire story before they say, "It is worse than I feared. Delaelia, I apologize. I never would have sent you there if I thought that it would come to this." And they clasp their hands together, still in that seated position, and they sigh and they say, "Tarwater was my friend. It saddens me to hear that this has happened."
He is pretty hot now.
Was this something... Felix is just ignoring that.
Waheia nods like, yes, he was always very hot.
Was Tarwater always inclined towards the darker arts as a druid?
No, not at all. He was a dear friend. Tarwater and I knew each other for a very long time. Never would I have assumed that something like this would have happened to him. Did you find anything or see anything? Did he say anything that would indicate why this had happened?
We found paintings in something red that might have been a bodily fluid at one point, that seemed to point to Zendaya?
Is that name familiar?
Waheia's eyes widen slightly, and they say, "Yes, I know that name." Interesting.
Who or what is Zendaya?
And now Waheia stands, and they go over to the window, and they look out as they speak, and they say, "I do not know if you are familiar with this story. Zendaya was the name of a powerful sorceress. Zendaya, supposedly, long, long ago, fell in love with Sigurd Regal and he with her. But I think, as the story goes, Zendaya betrayed Regal. She stole a sword, and for punishment, she was banished to the lower planes and the Waheia touches their head and they say, "I apologize. I cannot remember the full story. It has been a while. And this is the sort of thing that one hears when one is a child or when studying the mythologies of our continent. But I only recall that Zendaya was punished for stealing the sword of the god Regal.
She was turned into a hag, I believe."
And Waheia turns their gaze to you, Felix, and they say, "You know this story, my friend."
In passing, I might have read it in a book at one point. You know, it's a children's story. Pax Stricter. He told her that she would gain the power of the gods, and instead it turned her into a hag and she was banished.
And Waheia nods, and they say, "There have been, over the years, sects, cults of very, very fervent followers, people who see Zendaya as a symbol of a symbol of evil, a symbol of destruction, of, well, Zendaya is not a god, but she has become to these people a sort of god. But it has been a long time since I have heard any whisperings about her. It is just one of those things, you know, where it's out there, but you never take it very seriously.
I want to show her, like, draw out the symbol that Tarwater had.
So Delaelia draws out the symbol and shows them the symbol that was on Tarwater's arm and also on the wall of the temple, and they say, yes, that is the symbol of Zendaya. Again, she is not a god, but these followers, they worship her as if she should be one. They see her as a victim of Pax's trickery, and so I have understood, they wanted to help her rise to her place amongst the gods.
Well, it seems like we have found the source of the death. I mean, it makes sense if there are multiple people. It's not just Tarwater that's feeling this way, and doing all of this. There must be more of them, and maybe causing the trouble in Highguard, maybe causing some trouble elsewhere.
Do you think there's more corrupted temples out there, Delaelia?
I hope
And
not.
why would they need dashing? What do they need his blood for?
Tarwater recognized
and...
you, didn't?
Yeah, Tarwater said to you something like, "You're not going to stop me this time."
He thought you were someone else.
Your mother, right?
Yeah, I think he thought I was my mother.
So maybe she was responsible for holding him off, or holding this back.
We learned about my mother, Theia says to Waheia. We spoke to Delaelia's mom, and she said something. She said that my mother had come to Afonydheuoedd to broker a peace so that Highguard could use their forests. And the council came to an agreement, and Highguard was allowed to use a percentage of the forest and would leave Afonydheuoedd alone. And she said that my mother visited twice, and the second time was 10 years ago. And she knew about the darkness and tried to tell them, and they didn't believe her. And she went off to deal with it, and no one has seen her since.
And Waheia takes all this in, and they close their eyes, and they say, "You're right. Your mother must have been going to and Waheia says, the blood, your brother's blood. And you said all of the people of Sylvail were killed.
All of them. They were locked into a room within Kildora's temple and burned to death. I see it when I sleep."
And at that, Waheia turns and looks at you, Delaelia, and puts a hand on your shoulder, and they say, was there any sort of... did Tarwater say anything? Or do anything? Did it seem like he was casting some sort of spell?
He was doing some sort of ritual. He had a knife poised above my brother.
And Dashing was almost dead when we got there.
He was tied to a slab underneath the symbol of Kildora.
Then it must have been a ritual. And Waheia looks a little surprised, and they say, one way of... Well, I am no expert, but it is believed that ritual sacrifice, a terrible thing, blood sacrifice can be used to summon beings from the other planes. I do not know why Tarwater would want to do that. And even though they're pretty neutral most of the time, you see a little bit of pain in Waheia's eyes, and they say, Tarwater was always so kind, and we worked together to make the forest a safer place, to make the people better, but I believe what you say. It is very possible that Tarwata was conducting some sort of ritual to try and resurrect this goddess Zendaya or something related to her.
That
If
sounds
her
in line
symbol.
with what I have seen since then. I mean, since Kildora gave me her seed, it's a part of me, and I've been seeing things that are insights, honestly. But one of them was an insight of him chanting and summoning. I don't know what the result was.
He looked very sick.
Mhm.
Do you think
If it's any
something could have possessed him?
if it's any consolation, whatever this is, this sickness that's going through your forest, it's affecting both flora and fauna. It stands to reason that someone as in tune with nature as a druid could get infected by it too. Uh, don't think that this was something that he was doing of his own volition.
You
That's
say
true.
he looks sick.
His veins were visible and red, and he was pale and
He had
not
red fire?
yeah, red fire.
That does not sound like the Tarwata I know at all.
No.
His magic was not red, and he was not pale. No, there must be something wrong with Tarwata. There must have been for him to do something like that. To murder his entire home and community.
Those were
And
his
what?
people?
Yes, and Waheia turns to look at all of you now. Did you not know? I sent you to Tarwata because he was the druid of Sylvail. He was their spiritual leader.
Oh,
Oh dear.
it's awful.
That is why I cannot believe that he would do something like this of his own accord. There must have been something that tempted or poisoned or corrupted him, just like it is corrupting my forest. Corrupting this forest.
Yeah.
Where else could it be coming from? Because we got rid of what was there in Sylvail. Sylvail, I think, is gone.
Well,
We never,
Kildora got rid of it. It was pretty awesome.
it was
And terrifying. She
and
chased us.
terrifying.
She was scary. She told us as soon as she planted the seed within me that we'd need to skedaddle, and we did, and it was still very scary.
I love
But
Delaelia.
and Waheia suddenly very sharply said, she planted this seed inside you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Show me.
I take my glove off and I show them my hand.
So Waheia takes your godseed hand, Delaelia, gently, tenderly, and inspects it. Now, at this point, the green, I believe, has reached all the way to your hand. It's gone all the way down the fingers and reached the actual body of the hand, and it's textured in a very foresty, barky way. And at the center of your palm still glows the seed, a bright green. And Waheia says, "Do you understand what this is, Delaelia? Do you know what you carry?"
Yeah. I mean, I think so, yeah. It's
And they just keep looking at you.
it's Kildora, and I have to plant it so that she can have a home here.
And they furrow their brow and they say, "Yes and no. This is not Kildora herself. This is a manifestation of our power here in the mortal realm. Think of yourself as less of a host and more of a bridge. For the gods to have influence on this plane, there needs to be some sort of anchor, some grounding point that gives them a connection to our realm. Without it, they are confined to the celestial realms they inhabit. But you, Delaelia, with the seed inside you, you are now that bridge between the celestial realm and the mortal realm for Kildora." And they continue, it is true, you must plant this seed, and soon. I have never seen this before or heard of this happening before in all of my years. I never thought that one day I might see the god seed myself. And they look amazed and simultaneously concerned, and they say, if you do not plant this seed, Delaelia, it will overtake you.
Yeah, it's made that pretty clear. But we're headed there now, and we're going to just do our best. Do you have any thoughts or advice?
They're silent, and instead they look at Princess Theia and they say, you think your mother went to Sylvail to try and to stop this ceremony, to stop this ritual that happened 10 years ago? Yes? I do not know. But Delaelia, you have a very important mission. You have been chosen by the goddess. This is not an ordinary occurrence. I need you to know. They say, you should stick with your friends. I do not think that there are coincidences in this world. If the three of you have found one another, then I believe it was meant to be, and you must trust yourself and trust in your friends.
I do, and I agree. I couldn't be in better company.
Also, the goddess turned the prince into a rabbit.
Yeah, you sort of passed over that.
Any idea how he might be able to solve that problem? Because apparently that's something he has to solve himself. But a hint would be nice.
Yeah, a hint would be real great. Elf person.
Their name is
He whispers Waheia.
Waheia.
He's working on his respect for other beings.
Maybe he has to learn to be a human being to become a human being. And Delaelia looks at him like, like.
Did you mind blown again?
And he just glares at you, Delaelia, and his ears like slick back in his head, like. Oh. And Waheia says, "That is a good point, Delaelia. If the goddess turned him into an animal, then she must have had a reason for it. It is not my concern."
Are you familiar? Are you familiar with situations like this happening before? Animal curses?
Yeah, he sort of shot her spectral wolf with a crossbow.
And I will say that the reason she didn't just kill him was because Theia asked her not to. And
nicely.
Very nicely, and honestly at great disadvantage to us and herself. We had a lot of other things that we could have asked at that time. So
it sounds like the goddess has given him a punishment that she saw fit. So I do not see anything wrong with this. What is the problem?
Man, elves do not like him.
So yep. So keep on with the plan with the dashing thing. Yeah, keeping on with the dashing plan, which is just keep on keeping on. Also feeling like we have made a lot of progress there. Dashing, you're doing an excellent job.
Made a lot of progress.
Just kind of smiles like, yeah, look at him. Oh, so proud.
That's it. Great. See, that's growth, and I love it. So and I pull out a map, and I show Waheia where we're headed with the God Seed, and I say first, of course, we're stopping by Wonder Trundle to see Feliks's family and friends, and then we are going to hopefully plant the God Seed somewhere right here.
That was just Delaelia like smacking the map.
Yeah. That was some Foley work that I was doing.
Waheia says, if that is what you believe is the right thing to do, then that is what you should do. Just make sure that wherever you plant the seed, Delaelia, it must be a safe place where it can be tended to. Any temple of a god needs someone to look after it. Or some people.
Yeah.
So we should have brought Harlow.
Should have brought Harlow. You know what?
There's no shouldas. There's no
Harlow is
No wrong
learning, and then we will go back and I'll maybe watch it, and then someone else can go get Harlow. We have a lot to do, and honestly, I respect Harlow's journey, but I don't think they would have been great on a
road trip.
Road trip. Yeah,
Also, they need to become learned.
Yeah, super important. If they're gonna look over Kildora's temple,
they need to know shit
about.
Technically, Harlow is the keeper of Estrella's temple in Highguard.
Well,
so we're completely running over
Harlow's
their
have
religion.
a bit of a new job to do, so a career change.
I hope they're not
Harlow's
dedicated to one goddess.
It is important not to put all of your eggs in one basket, Delaelia.
Right.
You cannot force other people. You can only let everyone choose their own path.
I think what's going to happen, and hear me out on this, and I learned this from you. If we just do it and we have faith and trust that we're doing the right thing, it'll all work out.
Or you could die.
Or we could die, which would be the intended plan. You know what I mean? So there's no point being upset about it, because whether we live, die, solve the problem, whatever happens is supposed to happen. Like you said.
Faith, trust. You got your pragmatism.
Faith, trust, and pixie dust.
Yeah.
You should not touch pixie dust.
Probably don't say that
very
around
addictive.
Sorry.
You should not what?
You should not trust pixie. You should not try pixie dust. It is very addictive. There's a big problem in the forest.
And
noted.
Also maybe don't talk about pixie
No,
dust
that's not canon. Never mind.
No, it's canon.
No.
Drugs.
So Waheia says to you, Theia and Feliks, please, will you give Delaelia and I some time alone together?
Yeah, absolutely.
Please, will you give Delaelia and I a moment to discuss things privately?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we'll just
head down.
Yes. We'll take the elevator.
Now. Yeah,
and leave you guys by alone.
It'll be. Yep. Thank you.
Yeah.
The bows.
Yeah,
bumps into something.
Yeah, Feliks gives a little hat.
You want to pet the rabbit? He's very soft.
I do not need to pet the rabbit.
No. I think he's going to come with us. Feliks grabs Dashing and heads down.
And then
Theia's following him.
Okay. So Feliks and Theia, you guys go back down. You can hang out
and
with
I would say
Master
that
Woodward.
Waheia saying that for the first time ever. Delaelia is a little bit nervous to talk to Waheia privately. Previously and at any time before this, she would have been all about it. Yes, all I want is for you to give me private advice, Because usually when she would train with Waheia previously and stuff, Waheia would mostly ignore her, and that was how the teaching was. So actually a little bit sick to the stomach.
Wonderful. And as soon as your friends are gone, Delaelia, Waheia looks at you, and then they gesture for you to have a seat at the table. And they actually don't say anything to you at first. They busy with themselves with making some tea for both of you. And they bring over a mug of green tea for you. I don't know what kind of green it is, because I don't know if green tea grows in this forest, but it's a green tea. It is the color green. So they bring some green tea and they put it in front of you, and they sit at the table across from you, and they say, you are denying your true feelings. You are hiding from yourself. Do not do this. It is a weakness. Tell me, what is in your heart right now?
I'm scared. I'm scared that I'm going to have to die or cut off my arm or bury myself or burn myself alive or sacrifice myself, and I'm not ready to do that. I want to not feel like my legacy is important, and I want to feel like I could just die. So many people and beings and things just die way before me, and their lives matter just as much as mine did. But I feel like I have more to give, and I feel like I haven't even touched it yet. I don't even know. What if I die, Waheia?
And Waheia takes one hand and Waheia takes both of your hands in their hands and they hold your hands in a firm grip and they say, "It is true, you could die. But you are strong, Delaelia. And I do not mean just physically strong. You are strong in your heart. And you are strong in your friendships."
What if even worse, I fail? What if after all of this, and with them, and for everyone, what if the gods are gone? What if they don't have a tie here anymore because I wasn't able to put them, or I do it wrong, or I'm going to the wrong place? I don't know. I don't have a pull there. It just seemed like a logical place.
And Waheia lets go of your hands and they stand and they gesture for you to stand as well.
I do.
And they look at you for a moment and they hug you.
Aww.
And it's a strong, it's not like a warm, cozy hug, but it's more of like a very strong embrace. And then they let you go and they say, "I believe in you, Delaelia. You can do this. But you must believe in yourself. Failure is always a possibility. But we must try."
I will try with every single piece of myself. And I will go until I do die if I have to.
Please do not die. I would miss you very much.
And I think that Delaelia, sort of melts into the hug a little bit, even though that's not their style. That's not what we're doing, but it's what Delaelia needs. So.
And Waheia's hugging is kind of stiff. They're not a hugger, but they want to show Delaelia that they're there. And so they just hug you tighter. That's how and it's kind of painful, but at the same time, it feels really good.
That's good. Yeah, it's what I want.
And when they let you go, they look at your other hand that still has a glove on it and they say, "These are very nice."
They're my mother's.
And they nod and they say, "Well, I do not have anything as nice as this, but..." And they go over to the wall and they take down their Hufflepuff cloak. And they say, "You might need this where you're going. It might be cold. I hope that this will be of service to you and will prove useful on your journey."
Thank you. I know it will.
And they say, "Oh, I almost forgot to tell you." And they gesture to the table again and give you your tea and they say, "Whatever is poisoning the river, I have discovered that it is coming from upstream."
Oh, good. That's where we're headed.
It is separate from whatever magic toxicity is coming from Sylvail. It is something different. This is something more natural.
Oh. Okay. Well, I
Can you keep an eye out for it?
I can only imagine that we'll find a solution at the same time.
Now, you and your friends, you are welcome to stay here as long as you like, and they look at your hand and they say, "I think that time is of the essence with this one."
I agree.
While you go north to plant the god seed and to investigate the strange poisoning of the river, I will go to Sylvail. And I will do whatever investigation I can to see if there's anything to be salvaged. You said that something chased you out of Sylvail. What was this?
When the goddess Kildora gave me her seed, right before she said, as soon as I give you this, you'll need to go quickly because she was going to turn into something. And she did, and it was very big and very destructive.
That was what I was afraid of. And they sigh and they say, you go north. I will go to Sylvail to see if there is anything I can do to prevent this threat from continuing to affect the forest.
What was it?
It sounds like when the goddess left the tree, she left behind a sort of symbol of her power, a manifestation of whatever horrible deeds happened in that place. I cannot say I fully understand it just from your story. I may need to investigate it myself, but my fear is that the threat is not entirely over.
Well, please be safe and careful. It's not. I did tell my parents about it, and I think that they were going to send someone up that way as well, just so you know.
And they roll their eyes. They say, I am sure that the Council of Afonydheuoedd will be swift in coming to a decision on how to proceed further.
That's what they're good at.
And they crack a smile. This is like you guys talking shit.
Yes, we're spilling the tea.
Yes, you literally are. And they say, I do not trust the council to act swiftly. I will go myself. If they can keep up with me, I will meet them there.
Awesome.
And I think you know that there's some tension between your mom and Waheia,
Yeah.
right? Delaelia, like, okay, yeah. So that's
Well, and that's why, like,
unspoken.
I tried to not ever mention Waheia in front of my parents because I knew it was like,
Mhm.
oh, you think you're a better mom than me? Like, who
You've
knows
got
what their
two
past?
moms.
Yeah, for sure.
You've got two moms
Mhm.
and they are not okay with each
Nope.
other. So, Waheia is her part there. Sorry. Waheia's parting words to you are, I will tell Bellastriana that you say hello.
Please do. I think she'll
And-
appreciate hearing that.
And they smile slightly. And I think that's where your conversation with Waheia ends. So next time, we're going to have a special guest with us. So I just need to make sure that I know the plan before so that he and I can kind of figure out how he fits into it. So you guys are going to go north towards Wonder Trundle with the intention to cross the river further up and go to this unknown forested area of Eos, where you know there are probably people, but you don't really know much else about it.
Correct.
So you guys aren't even planning to really go into the mountains. You're just planning to
Right.
walk along the river, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to
So
try
you
to
might-
cross here at Waheia's so that we can get to Wonder Trundle and then cross at Wonder Trundle because we assume they'll have some technology or something to help us with that.
Perfect. Okay. So I think that is all I need to know. Was there anything anyone wanted to improv before we end the session tonight?
I just want to put out there that I think it's really unfair that Delaelia gets two moms and Theia doesn't have any.
Oh, hey, you had what's her face?
Mavery.
Mavery. You had Mavery.
Also,
Yeah,
that's how it be
Mavery.
sometimes. You have like two dads that both sort of suck.
But now you've got
You have
Delaelia
a
and
gnome.
Felix.
Yeah, I have a gnome.
Who are the
That's
worst
right.
parents ever.
No, Delaelia and Felix are your parents now.
Yeah.
God. Oh,
They're
God.
friends. I don't want
I'm
to
not
be
Already.
I'm not ready for that responsibility. Hell no. I'm only 25.
Who is this mysterious guest that will be joining us in the next episode? You'll just have to tune in on January 2nd, 2021 to find out. Songs in this episode include Spellbound and Spellbound Part 2 by Vindsvept of Bandcamp.com. Reverie, also by Vindsvept of bandcamp.com. Garden Music and River Flute by Kevin MacLeod of incomptech.filmmusic.io. All other songs by Alexamder Nakarada of Serpent Sound Studios. All sound effects from zapsplat.com. Until next time.
The jackal wares that had taken Bo. Nope. That have. Sorry. Start over.
Holding for Cat, because this is just too cute.
It's so cute.
She's such a happy cat. She loves you so much. Lux, why don't you ever love me like that?
Lux loves you like that. He's just younger.
He just has manners.
Yeah, right? Oh my god. In the middle of meetings, she does this sometimes, and I'm like, oh my god.